Yo guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today I want to talk to you guys a little bit about making gold in Palworld. So with the way things have changed in 1.0, gold is now more important than ever. There's so many resources, I'll go ahead and put them up on the screen, that you're probably going to want to purchase. This is a farm that you'll be able to utilize pretty early into the game, and you can utilize this tip to get millions and millions of gold that you'll be able to use to do things like change the abilities on your pals through the surgery table. I myself have done this. I took every single pal in all of my bases, gave them insomnia, artisan, work slave, etc. Just making it so that way they're working through the night and getting me the most resources as much as possible. So let's go ahead and jump on into it. So meet Dumud Guild, or I like to call them Gold Dumud. So this is the guy that's going to be really important. Of course, you can assign him to your ranch in order to get like high quality pal oil. He'll also give you a little bit of gold when he does that as well. But the important thing here is actually that we're going to give it philanthropist from the surgery table, and we're going to breed this pal over and over again. By giving both the male and female the philanthropist trait, you'll be able to get eggs really quickly. And there are some other tips too we'll go into in a moment, but I really want to talk about why this ends up working before we worry about min-maxing it even more. I'm gonna go ahead and throw up a clip on the screen right now so you guys can see. Basically what happens is Dumud, the gold version, for whatever reason, sells for a lot more than any other pal, even at level 1. So you don't have to level them up or anything. You can literally just hatch these guys and then sell them off. And both of them having philanthropists means that you'll be making a ton of eggs. I'm not kidding, guys. In an hour, you can probably make like several million gold doing this, even just with one farm. It's actually insane. Each brand new level 1 freshly hatched golden Dumud sells for 19,000 and 38,000 if they happen to be an alpha, which again we'll talk about in a moment, how to make that happen on a more regular basis. And for reference, even the end game pals only usually sell for about 8,000 or so a piece. And again, they're not as easy to get as something like the Golden Dumud, and I'll go over where to pick them up in a moment as well. But the point being here is that by selling them, you can make a lot of money. Now, when it comes to min-maxing this even further, there's going to be a couple of key pals here that you're going to want to take advantage of. The biggest one being Grintail here. So even at level 1, no condense at all, it still gives you a 50% chance of when you pick up an egg, you get an extra egg. And again, we're selling these without doing anything to them, and it doesn't matter what traits they have. So we want as many eggs as possible. Of course, condensing him up will give this an even bigger chance, but even 50% is pretty significant. I feel like it happens very often. And special note, it actually can work with the mutated eggs as well. Both of the bronze cherries are actually going to be here for the same reason. When you have them in your party, when you pick up an egg, there's a % chance of it becoming an alpha pal egg. From what I can tell, these actually do seem to stack. I was getting significantly less with only one or the other, and with the two of them, even at level 1 condense in the same party, I'm getting a very high chance, I would say easily like 70% chance of getting an alpha pal. And again, keep in mind, it goes from 19,000 to 38. It literally doubles by getting an alpha pal. So just by having these two in your party group, you're going to be basically doubling your money on 70% or higher of all your pals that you're hatching. So for this, we're going to be using the vegetable cake, and this just means that it will double the amount of eggs that they produce. When they should have produced 1, they'll actually produce 2. So again, just more and more eggs. Another thing you can do too is you can have Braloa, and again, I only have the 1 condense of this in your base as well. It does increase your egg production speed by 26%. Now, this one's a little bit wonky. I'm still not entirely sure how it works, but the babysitter perk, you only get this from mutations, I believe. So it's going to be completely random. I don't know if there's any way you can actually chase this even in the end game. But for the babysitter perk, it does say that while at a base, increases egg production speed by 30% and incubation speed by 30% for pals assigned to a breeding farm. My interpretation of this is that it does work even if it's not this pal breeding. And in that case, you might as well just have them around or have something around if you have the extra slot. While I was editing, I tried to get a little more information about this. It does look like the egg production production speed increase is the same as Breloa's partner skill. The reason why that's important is because they don't stack since they're the same thing. So in my case, the babysitter perk only gets me 4% egg production speed increase. However, you do still get the incubation speed, and apparently that does stack. So whether or not you want to use the babysitter perk, if you have access to it, is kind of up to you. It does seem like it works just having that pal in the base, period. It doesn't actually need to be on the one that is breeding. Another pal you can look at running too is this Dynamoth here. As you see, it says while in the base, it shortens the time it takes to incubate eggs by 20%. Okay, so when it comes to finding the Golden Dumud, so if you look at the map, it'll just kind of say all of this stuff here. Personally, this hasn't actually been where I typically find them, although I actually have found a fair bit on the northern shore here of Sakurajima. But of course, if you're going all the way to Sakurajima, they are going to be, a little bit higher level, anywhere in the upper 40s to the lower 50s. If you are able to find them around the outskirts of the volcano here, they will be lower level and then moving up in level as you get further and further to the other side of the volcano here. And then alternatively, actually, and probably the best place where I've been able to find them has actually been in the Terraria dungeon right here. So I highly recommend going through the Terraria dungeon. You'll find that they're pretty low level, so you can do this even in your lower 30s. But all you have to do is go ahead and skip, and you should be able to go left here at this first room. And then as you go further on, what I've been usually finding is that they'll be in this room right here. Now, they don't always spawn on every run, so you might have to do a few runs before you run into them. But if you do happen to run into them, you're likely to find more within the same dungeon. Well, hopefully this video will help you solve some of your financial issues in Palworld. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like the video down below if you guys like the video, add a comment if you guys have a question or want to talk about anything. I'm always happy to talk about stuff down there with you guys. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more stuff like this, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a good one, guys. Peace.